All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to look at your mind in a whole new way, not as some big mystery, but as a system. A system that you can actually understand, troubleshoot, and, believe it or not, make a whole lot better. I mean, have you ever found yourself asking this? Or maybe why you suddenly get super irritable for what feels like no good reason at all? The ideas we're exploring today suggest these aren't, character flaws or personal failings. They're just interesting puzzles about the most complex and incredible machine you'll ever own, your own mind. So, here's the big idea, the core concept here. Your mental struggles, those irrational habits we all have, the procrastination, they're not fundamental defects in who you are. Think of them more like bugs in your mental software. And that right there, that is such a powerful way to think about it. It completely flips the script from feeling helpless to feeling empowered. Because if it's just a bug, well, a bug can be fixed. If it's a problem, it means there's a solution out there. Okay, so how do we actually do that? We become our own mind's mechanic. We stop being just a passive user, along for the ride. We start getting our hands dirty, popping the hood to really see how this thing works. And this analogy, it just maps out so perfectly, right? The bugs in a computer program, those are like our mental blocks or those habits that make no sense. The code itself, well, that's just our underlying thought patterns. So debugging becomes a form of introspection, and refactoring, that's really just a cooler word for self-improvement. To get really good at this, to be an effective mental mechanic, you really only need to build up two core skills. And the best part is, they feed directly into each other. First, you have to understand the system. That means taking the time to build a really detailed, honest map of your own mind. And second, you have to practice debugging, which is the actual skill of tracing a feeling or weird behavior all the way back to its true root cause. Now this is where the magic really happens. These two skills create this amazing feedback loop. The better you get at finding and fixing bugs, the deeper your understanding of your own mind becomes. And, of course, the better you understand your mind's layout, the faster and more effective you get at debugging. It's this awesome upward spiral. It's kind of like trying to find your way through a thick forest without a map. It's just not going to go well. The better you can see the terrain of your own mind, the better you're going to be at navigating all the challenges and opportunities within it. Understanding has to come first. But a surface-level map is only going to get you so far. The real game-changing breakthroughs happen when you start breaking open what we can call black boxes, those simple, surface-level excuses we give ourselves to see what's really driving the behavior. So let's take this classic example from the source material. I play greedy moves in chess because it feels good, even though I know it's bad. Now, that's a high-level understanding, but it feels good, that's not the root cause, is it? It's a symptom. That's the black box we need to pry open. So let's actually break that down. We start with that surface-level idea. Okay, the short-term gains just feel more real, more vivid. But when we dig a little deeper, we realize the real issue is a weakness in visualizing the long-term consequences. And boom, that gives us an actual actionable solution. The goal isn't to just fight the urge. The goal is to practice and strengthen your ability to visualize that long-term payoff. If you do that, your brain will naturally start making the better choice on its own. And this whole process, this relentless digging for the truth, actually has a name: zeroth principle analysis. It's just a commitment to keep asking why, over and over, refusing to stop until you have an explanation that is super specific and gives you something you can actually do. You just keep peeling back the layers of the onion. So, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds like a lot of mental heavy lifting. And you're right, it can be. But the payoff, the return on that investment of effort, is absolutely enormous. Just think about it for a second. Your mind is the most fundamental thing you have. It's the operating system you use for literally everything. So any improvement you make to that core system, no matter how tiny, sends these massive positive ripple effects across your entire life. You live here 100% of the time. Every single second of your existence is experienced through your mind. There is simply no other investment you can make that has that kind of total impact. And the tangible benefits just start stacking up. You'll find yourself solving problems way faster. You'll start to fix those deep-rooted issues you thought were just part of you. You'll spot inefficiencies nobody else sees. You'll even get better at helping the people you care about solve their problems. It's a profound upgrade to your entire quality of life. All right, so we've covered the why. Now for the really fun part, the how. Let's walk through what your very first debugging session could look like.
It all starts with a skill called metacognition. And I know it sounds like a big, fancy academic word, but it's actually super simple. It's just the act of thinking about your own thinking. It's about paying attention, on purpose, to the stuff your brain is doing.
And you can start with a simple 4-step process. First, just notice a feeling or thought pattern without any judgment. Second, replay it in your mind a few times to gather more data. What triggered it? What did it physically feel like? Third, verbalize it. Try to put it into words, because that forces you to be clear. And finally, dive deeper. Ask yourself, okay, why does this happen? And whatever answer you come up with, ask why about that answer. And one last thing, and this is really important. This is not a magic bullet. It's like going to the gym, but for your mind. You don't see results from one workout, you see them from consistent practice over time. You're building a new mental muscle, and that's going to take some patience and effort. So with all that in mind, I'll just leave you with this one question. Now that you have the framework and some of the tools, what's the first bug in your own system that you're going to start investigating?